Hello my Wolfpack and welcome back to another episode of our Pokemon Competitive Guide video. So today we're covering Blacephalon, at least that's how I assume you say it. This thing is a beast, it is destructive, honestly it scares me a lot, it haunts my dreams, it's a clown, it's really powerful, and you know, it can just come in and nuke different things, which is really scary. But yeah, Blacephalon, base 151 special attacks, the first thing that stands out, obviously that's gigantic, and when it gets boost, that's just going to make it even more powerful. You've got good speed at base 107, meaning you outspeed a lot of different Pokemon, and then base attack in 127, meaning you can hit really hard on your physical side as well, so you could potentially run a physical Blacephalon instead of a special one, which they most commonly run a special, but physical is definitely an option to run. Defense-wise, obviously physically, you're not going to be living many hits. You've got quite low, but you could potentially live one. And then, especially defensively, you've actually got a reasonable special defense there at base 79, so you can potentially live a couple of different hits. Obviously, you've got quite low HP, so you're not living too many attacks in many respects. But today I've got 3 sets for you. If you scroll down, click the like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. It really helps me out. I really appreciate it, and just putting these into my videos is really helping the channel grow. So yeah, it's something I'm going to go for. Right, first Blacephalon. I've gone for a Choice Scarf set. So Choice Scarf allows you to increase up your speed by 1.5 times, meaning you outspeed a lot of different Pokemon. In fact, the majority of Pokemon, because anything above like base 115 on the speed is unlikely to be scarfed. It's still possible, but it's unlikely that you'll see scarfs in that scenario. Ability is Beast Boost. In your Beast Boost, you always want to be raising your attack or your special attack with Blacephalon, depending on what you're obviously going for. Now, obviously if you get a KO, your Beast Boost activates, increasing your highest natural attack stat. That's what Beast Boost is. Move-wise, we've gone for Mind Blown. Mind Blown is a super powerful fire-type attack. It's based 150 in its power, and you do lose 50% of your HP, but it really does hit super hard. If you don't want to go for that, you can always go for Fire Blast or Flamethrower as just weaker alternatives, but Mind Blown, typically you can come in and more or less nuke any Pokemon that isn't going to resist that fire-type attack. Then you've got Shadow Ball. Your other stab hits really powerfully. It can destroy a lot of different Pokemon, if not get like 2-hit KOs on them. Psyshock as a powerful Psychic type attack. It goes on the defense rather than the special defense. So let's say that you've got a Blissey comes in, for example, and you want to get rid of it. You go for the Psyshock instead because it goes in the defense stat rather than the special defensive, and it will do a lot more damage. So you can play those kind of games there. You've also got Trick as an option, so you can trick the Choice Scarf onto whatever other Pokemon that might not respond well to it. So, for example, things like Milotic. I can't see a Milotic taking advantage of the Choice Scarf too well, unless it's like a physical variant. But in most cases, like setup sweepers as well, they don't really want a Choice Scarf on them, so tricking that onto them can be very helpful. EVs, max special attack and max speed with a modest nature, so more special attack, less attack, and 4 EVs in special defense. As I said, you want to have more special attack than you do your speed here to allow you to raise up that special attack. You could run this with Choice Specs instead if you wanted to, but I think Choice Scarf just works slightly better, especially when facing faster mons. If you've already got a really fast team, then Choice Specs is definitely a good option to run. Moving on to the second Blacephalon, I've gone for a Choice Band set. Now, honestly, Blacephalon is scary on the physical front as well, as I just said. Choice Band allows you to get 1.5 times damage in your attack stat, and you could potentially even go for a Choice Band Explosion, assuming there aren't any ghost types around, and that is probably going to take out a Pokemon. Like, realistically, that will take out a Pokemon, so Explosion is really going to hurt something or take it out. You've also got access to Knockoff. Knockoff can get rid of items, and let's face it, items become a problem. Now, I know it doesn't learn it in Generation 8, so you would have to transfer it, and if it needs a Battle Ready symbol, you're not going to be able to run Knockoff, so you just have to look for a different move on here. So, for example, Facade is a possibility if you're Toxic, Flame Charge to increase up your speed is a possibility, Rock Blast is another option, Zen Headbutt, so you've got different things that you can potentially run instead of the Knockoff there if you need the Battle Ready symbol. If you don't need the Battle Ready symbol, then Knockoff might be a really good option. I've already talked about Explosion. Shadow Claw, Strong Stab, Ghost type attack, hits a lot of different Pokemon for a good amount of damage. Same with Fire Punch, powerful fire type attack. And as I said, you can go for Flame Charge if you want to increase the speed, but I think going for the Fire Punch here could be a little bit better, especially considering you are choice banded. you would be stuck into that, increasing your speed up infinitely, or until you're ×4, which is like +6. EVs, you can run this in 2 slight variations. You've got max attack and max speed with a jolly nature, so more speed, less special attack. Or you could run this as an adamant nature, so more attack, less special attack. Now, as you notice, your attack stat is a little bit higher than your speed stat, even when you've got the jolly nature. That's really ideal because it allows you to get the +1 in your attack stat, obviously, whilst having the maximum possible speed. So it's definitely options for you to run. Again, as I said, it's different variations on what you want to go with things. And moving on to the final Blacephalon set, I've gone for a Dynamax set. This is the only way I could find out how to really Dynamax it. I've gone for the Terrain Extender. Terrain Extender allows you to extend the terrain from 5 turns to 8 turns, which can be very helpful. Especially when you're using Expanding Force. And Expanding Force, whilst it's not a stab attack, it's still a very good attack because it has 1.5 times power when you're on Psychic Terrain. And you can set up that Psychic Terrain by Dynamaxing yourself and using the Expanding Force to set up the Psychic Terrain. So it's definitely a possibility for you to do that. You've then got Fire Blast, powerful fire type attack boosted by stab. You could go for Flamethrower if you wanted to. As I said, in Dynamax you can still use these sets. You can set up the Sun if you need that for any reason, if you have Chlorophylls or Solar Power users, or you just want to limit the amount of damage from Water type moves. You've got Shadow Ball, Strong Stab, Ghost type attack, obviously going to hit really hard, and then Will-O-Wisp, just in case you need the max guard for any reason, because that can be helpful just to scout out different moves, especially if the other person's Dynamaxed as well, and also to burn Pokemon, because burning Pokemon can make a huge difference at the end of the day. So that's definitely something you can consider. EVs, max special attack, max speed with the timid nature, so more speed, less attack, and 4 EVs in special defense. Obviously, you've got that little bit extra in your special attack there, so you're going to do as much damage as you can. Anyways, that is all for today, so I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please do like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Anyways, I'm out of here, so have a good one, and I will see you soon.